Okay, what's up, everybody? Episode... What? Skateboard doing ollie? And he fucked it up.
Yo, get it.
Kid wasn't like me in my prime doing fucking hard flips like this.
Alright, listen, episode 7, we're at a Hustler Casino for the meetup game that happened...
2 weeks ago with Brad Owen and Andrew Neeme. Hopefully we run it up and finally book a win on this fucking vlog.
But, oh no, we had one where we both booked wins, right?
I won $16.
The 2-3, we already said this shit. 2-3, $500 buy-in. Special guest this session, that's what we needed to say. David Noor Mohammadi, my father, will be there. Will he run it up? We don't know. I hope so.
Well, we do know, but you guys don't know. Hope you guys enjoy the hands. We'll see you.
See you on the felt. How about that? Our first hand, we look down at the beautiful Ace King of Hearts in the under the gun 1 position. Under the gun opens to $15. We want to play for more, so we're going to 3-bet to $45. Folds all the way back around to under the gun, and he ends up making the call. So putting him on a pretty good hand here. We are heads up to a flop, which is Queen Jack 10 Rainbow. We flopped the absolute nuts in our first hand at this meetup game. Under the gun checks to me. I'm going to have to c-bet here. I make it $30. Maybe could have sized up more just on this pretty wet board, given our ranges and positions, but didn't want him to make any hero folds, so we just made it 30, and he makes the call. Looking for a non-pairing turn, which we get in the 6 of clubs. He checks to me again, and now I'm going to have to size up a little bit more, get value from all those 2 pairs and maybe sets that he's playing. I bet $100, and he calls again, so at bare minimum here, I'm putting him on 2 pair. Headed off to a river, which is a bad one. Really bad river. King. No flushes out there, but now that I am chopping with any ace. If I was getting value from ace queen in the beginning, now we're chopping with it, so that sucks. So really hoping that he has some sort of 2 pair or set here. He checks to me again, and I'm just hoping that I can get called by anything and not chop with anything. So I decide to bet out $160, and I make a rookie mistake because I realized shortly after that he only had about 180 left. Probably should have looked at his stack before I bet, but in the moment, flopped the nuts, got a little too excited first hand in, made a rookie mistake, but he ends up making the call. So we table our hand, and he shows pocket jacks for a flopped middle set. Pretty big cooler for him. But yeah, we're going to take this down. Unfortunately, we did not get that extra $20 of value. Didn't squeak it out, but yeah. Happy to take it down anyways.
All right, for this hand, I opened 10-9 offsuit in the low jack to 15. Very loose open, but I am better than all these players, including Luke, so I have an edge post flop. So I think I can get away with opening a little wider. Only the big blind calls because Luke knows to not go post flop with me. And the flop comes ace jack 4 with 2 clubs. We completely miss, aside from like a backdoor straight. But guess what? I'm going to lead out anyway. I bet $10. Probably should be a little bit bigger since there's a flush draw, but $10 is what it is. And the big blind calls. The turn is a 6 of diamonds. All our backdoor equity is gone. But guess what? I'm still going to fire. I fire 25, which is a stupid bet. It should be way bigger than 25. But yeah, as played, for some reason I bet 25 and big blind calls, unsurprisingly. The river is a pretty good one for what we're trying to represent, I guess. It's a queen of diamonds. So I decide I cannot win with 10 high, which is pretty obvious. So I bet 120, and the big blind folds face up ace deuce. He actually tanked with ace deuce longer than I thought he would. But we get this airball bluff through, and he asked us to show it, so that's exactly what we do, and we smear it all over his face. All right, we get rewarded by playing like a madman with pocket aces, the best hand in the game, in the big blind, and there's a straddle to 6, so shaping up to be pretty good. There's 2 limpers to me, and I raise it up to 20. Only the straddler calls, so we're playing out of position for this hand. Flop comes 10-6-2 rainbow. I bet out $30, and under the gun is gonna raise me to 70. Now, this is kind of firing alarm bells in my head because I think a 10 would just call, any 1 pair hand would just call, and any 2 pair hands would raise this, and any set would obviously raise as well. Against a 2-pair, we have some outs. Against a set, we are drawing pretty slim. But I don't think I could fold aces just yet, so I do make the call. Turns a 7. Kind of a blank. Maybe connects the board a little bit. So if he had a random, he have 8-9, then I guess he does get there. But not too scared of it. We're still losing to sets and stuff, so I check, and under the gun surprisingly checks back. At this point, I honestly wasn't sure what he had. He was a pretty tight player, and this is the first time I've ever seen him show aggression like this. So he could have still had a strong hand that he got scared of a random 7. I'm not sure. The river's a 5. Pretty, once again, connecting card, and I probably did miss a bet here. I probably could have went for thin value. I probably should have went for thin value, but I decided to check with the intention to call anything at this point. But he checks it back and shows ace-10 offsuit, so he decided to raise 1 pair, which is something I did not expect. But we take it down, but I think we missed a bet there.
Next hand we look down at is 6-5 of spades in the hijack. There's 1 limp, and under the gun opens it up to $10. I just call with my suited connector, and the limper also tags along. Headed 3 ways to a flop of 7-6-5 rainbow. We are still running hot, guys. We flop middle and bottom pair. Fantastic, if I may say so myself. Limper checks, big blind bets $15. We are not going to slow play our hand here. We raise it up to 45. Trying to get value from any overpair or possible draws and overcards that are feeling sticky, but unfortunately this time the limper folds and under the gun also tank folds. Unfortunately, we didn't run into a overpair or some sort of Broadway suited card with some backdoor equity to get value from, but happy to take it down anyways.
All right, so for this hand, we got pocket 8s in the big blind, and the hijack, who's a fairly new player. He even said it was one of his first times playing live at a casino, and he was there for the meetup game. He opens to 8, and the button calls, and I decide for this particular hand that I wanted to squeeze. So I squeeze it up to $40, and the hijack raises to 120. So it's like a standard 3x raise, like it's on the dot 3x, and considering that it's from a newish player, I do think he's pretty strong here. He only has $80 behind, so it was very weird with the stack sizes, and I decided to just call. I probably should just jam considering he only has like 80 bucks behind, but I guess I just wanted to see a flop, or I didn't want him to flip over aces. I'm not sure. I probably should have jammed. Probably the correct play. But I call, and we get bailed out with the flop of Jack 8-4. We flop pretty much the nuts unless he has pocket jacks. I check, and he checks it back, surprisingly. Turns a king, and I decided to just jam it all in here. I jam. He calls pretty quick and says, "Do you have a king?" Nope, I have better than a king, and he shows ace jack. So I'm surprised he didn't jam on the flop. It didn't, ace jack, you're 4-betting, you hit a jack. I don't know why you just don't jam. But yeah, GG's to this man, and hopefully he gets better.
Next playable one we get is queen jack offsuit in middle position. I open to $10, and only the small blind makes the call. Heads up to a flop of queen 7-4 with 1 spade. He checks to me, as he should, and I c-bet $10. He makes the call pretty quickly. Turn is a 3 of spades, bringing in a backdoor spade draw. He checks again. I bet $25 now, and he calls pretty quickly again. Off to a river, hoping for a brick, but a brick we do not get. The 5 of spades, completing the flush draw and putting a 4-liner out there. He checks to me again. And although a lot of draws got there, I don't think he would check to me with any of his made strong hands. So I think this is a good spot to go for some thin value, targeting some weak queen X holdings or some non-believing middling pairs. So I bet out $60, and disaster strikes. He tank min raises for $120, and I may have said that I didn't think he would check a strong hand to me in the beginning, but I believe he is doing it now, and it's a really annoying spot, but I think this is just a fold all day. Don't really want to pay this guy off a min raise.
All right, for my last hand, I got king queen offsuit, and I raise it up from under the gun +1. And the button, who we've been battling back, he was the same opponent in the 10-9 offsuit hand. Kind of wild, and he did 4-bet bluff me with like 10 deuce one time, so that was weird. He 3-bets to 45. King queen offsuit, especially out of position, I don't think this is a call. But this guy was mixing it up, so I was happy to mix it up right back at him. And we flop top pair with a queen 8-3 board, rainbow. I check, and he checks it back. Turns an ace, not the best card, and he decides to bet $40 after I check to him. Don't think I want to fold just yet, so I make the call. River's a blank, offsuit 7. I check and he bets 95. Now, when I'm going through it in my head, I think any ace highs are going to continue on a queen high board, especially since it's rainbow and he's in position. So that makes me less inclined to believe him that he has an ace here. I think he's trying to represent the ace because obviously it came on the turn and that's when he bet. So I decide that if he has the ace, he has the ace, and I do make the call, and he flips over pocket 10s and says we are good. So we scoop up the last hand. Nice to book a solid win finally on this vlog, and hopefully we can keep it up in the future.
Unfortunately, we go card dead for a couple hours, and our last hand we pick up on this lovely night is Jack 10 of hearts in the small blind. Middle position opens to $15, button calls, and I decide to just make the call here, although I could mix in some 3 bets. And what do you know, Tyler's donkey ass also tags along in the big blind. We are going 4 ways to a flop of King 9 Jack with 1 club. The flop surprisingly checks around, so a free card we are going to see, and it is a good one. The 10 of clubs, bringing in a club draw and giving us a nice little sneaky 2 pair on a pretty dynamic board. I check, Tyler checks, donkey checks, middle position checks, and the button now bets $50. I call, hoping to either get to showdown cheaply or boat up, and I also think the button can be betting this pretty lightly with any pair or draw just to take advantage of everyone checking to him in position. Tyler's donkey ass folds, the other guy folds, we're off to a river, which boating up we do, 10 on the river, bang, let's go. I don't want this river to check through and give this guy the option to bet or check, so I'm going to take the aggressive route and bet out $100 left that he has in his stack. And he pretty quickly calls. We show him the bad news and he mucks his cards. That's it, guys. Unfortunately, was pretty card dead this session. Only had 4 hands for you guys. Tyler probably has a lot more though. He had a good session, so bravo to him. Lost most of my profit in the bomb pots. We played at least 10 of them, and that was $10 just seeing the flop. So you can imagine how much money I lost playing those. We only booked a profit of about $19, and unfortunately, my dad got stacked with ace king on an ace high board from some weird 2 pairs. So me and my dad do not have the greatest of sessions. Tyler has a better session, but nice to book a little win, even though it does not help my downswing at all.
All right, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed those hands.
I ran like shit, okay? No, I didn't run like shit. I had 4 good hands, and then I lost every single possible bomb pot that we played, which was every 30 minutes, what, like $10?
Yeah.
So we ran at least 10 bomb pots. That's already $100 I lost.
I was like 4 for 6 on the bomb pots, and I didn't record a single one of them.
So bad. Didn't record any of them. He won almost every single one.
But ran a little cold near the middle, and then was really hot near the end. And yeah, so
nice
finally,
bluff catcher at the end too.
Oh yeah, with the king queen. Finally booked the win on the vlog for $490. About, you'll see the exact number right here.
$19.
And he won $19, so pretty much
pretty similar actually, a flip from that episode 2.
So hope you guys enjoyed. As always, subscribe to help us out and like the videos
and talk shit in the comments. Love it.
Yeah, always that too. And see you guys next time.
See you.